Hi, I'm Ed Marsh. Welcome to this episode of Signals from the OP. I create these brief videos every 2 weeks to provoke some thinking for industrial manufacturing company executives. If you know of one who you think might find some value, please share it with them. I'm sure you've heard the annoying expression, there's a reason they call it work. Now, hopefully, we each find great challenge, fulfillment, and reward in our jobs. Nevertheless, there are parts of every job that are mundane, boring, or even just plain unpleasant. We all get that. But why promote it? Yet that's exactly what most companies do when it comes time to hire salespeople. They write a job description, one that drones on in great detail about all the sorts of technical and administrative requirements of the job, and then they post that online and circulate it among recruiters, hoping to attract great candidates. It's kind of like looking for the perfect VRBO to rent a beach house for a family vacation and finding lots of descriptions of the diameter of sonotubes on which the houses are built. So let's back up. Are you hiring a job or a person? Obviously, the answer is a person. In fact, you're not just hiring a person, you need to first catch the attention of and attract superb people, and then induce them to endure a rigorous hiring process. So you need to connect with them emotionally. I'm going to go way out on a limb and suggest that some dry recitation of your job's administrative responsibilities probably isn't the best way to do that. Yes, you'll need a job description to clarify expectations and to serve as a base for performance reviews. Although it isn't an adequate substitute, of course, for consistent coaching and frequent small adjustments. But a job description is for internal purposes. When you're recruiting and hiring salespeople, you need a different tool. That's the role of a job posting. And here's the critical distinction between a job description and a job posting. While the job description describes the job, your job posting needs to describe the ideal person you're trying to hire. Let me say that again. Your job posting needs to describe your perfect candidate. It needs to speak to them. When they read it, they need to immediately identify their current and aspirational selves in your description of the ideal candidate and the sales role. Your job posting needs to plainly describe the experience, responsibilities, skills, and attitude which characterize a successful candidate for this role. And be direct. Start with something straightforward like, the successful candidate will have at least 4 years of quota-exceeding sales of complex engineered systems at price points greater than $3 million to the C-suite in multinational companies. Then go on to provide more color commentary about the person, the role in your company, and don't use corporate speak. Describing your company as the leading provider of whatever just makes you sound like every other. Put some personality and character into it, at least commensurate with the personality you want in your candidate. Remember that candidates are like every other buyer these days. They'll research you online. And that means your website and your careers page need to be aligned with your job posting. You need to manage your Glassdoor rating. I'll drop a link below the video with some more resources on that. And your benefits and pay need to be appropriate. The best posting in the world won't attract top candidates if your pay scale is mediocre or your Glassdoor rating is poor. Now, if you do this well, if you write a compelling job description, post it in the right places, keep it fresh, tweak it as necessary, and ensure that the other pieces are in place, you'll receive a lot of applications. Some will be absurd, many will be okay, and a few will look super. And if that's your reaction, then I'd say you're doing it wrong. You need to refresh your sales hiring process. Every candidate must complete a sales hiring assessment before you consider or review their resume. This will help you to eliminate bias and save you huge amounts of time. Insisting on a sales test for hiring as the first step in the sales hiring process is a critical point. I'll drop a couple links below the video with more resources on that topic as well. Subsequent steps in your sales hiring process should include short phone interviews of candidates who meet the sales hiring assessment requirements. The phone interviews should be carefully scripted, conducted consistently, and objectively scored. Some number of candidates who score well will be invited for Zoom interviews, during which you'll carefully challenge resume claims and explore weaknesses uncovered by the sales test for hiring. When you're clear who you want to hire, the final interview is your opportunity to sell them on the job. An efficient sales hiring process lets you economically recruit continuously, so you always have a stream of top candidates and don't hesitate to make personnel changes when you need to or carry empty territories while you search. It's been a tough market lately for hiring salespeople, at least great ones. The first mistake many companies make is using a job description instead of a job posting. They bore candidates and portray their job and company as mundane, and like so many others. A great job posting is a powerful tool in effectively hiring top sales talent. When followed by an effective sales hiring process built around a predictively valid sales hiring assessment, it's a recipe for consistent success. I'm Ed Marsh. If you found value in this episode of Signals from the OP, check out the full playlist and maybe even like it, share it, and subscribe either to my YouTube channel, edmarshspeaks.tv, or at the related blog, SignalsFromTheOP.com.